Hi everybody, I have Mary here. She is one of my Pekin ducks, and Mary has been battling some Bumblefoot. So how do I know that she has Bumblefoot? Well, the first tell was that she was wobbling more than normal. She had a little bit of a limp and wasn't keeping up with her flock mates so well. So I picked her up and she definitely does have some swelling, and the foot is a little bit warmer than the other one is. So upon close inspection, let's see your foot here. You can see she's got a very dark spot right there. It is cold out today, so Mary gets to come into the bathroom, which is where we are in my house, and I have sanitized the station where I'll be working with her, and we're going to help relieve some of the pain in the Bumblefoot, and I'm going to show you how I do that here on our farm. So first things first, I am not a veterinarian. I am not a medical professional. I'm a farmer. So I can show you what I do here at the farm, what I have been advised to do by other farmers, and what works for us. And we have done this procedure in the past. It has helped us to heal our ducks when they are in a Bumblefoot trouble, and they seem to recover and be just fine. So if you're unsure, seek the guidance of a healthcare professional. But we're gonna get to work. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with Mary here. She's a little nervous. So first thing that I've done, because it is cold and we are in the house, is I've drawn a nice tepid bath. We don't want anything too warm. Remember, ducks are outdoor creatures, so they are not used to warm baths. They're used to cold and tepid pond water or river water. So she's gonna take a quick soak while I gather all of our supplies, and we're gonna make her feel better, right? Okay. Okay, so we have Mary in the tub, and it's tepid water, lukewarm, and I've got some Epsom salts in there, about a 1/4 cup in her tub. And what that is doing is it's loosening up that infected tissue in her foot. So I just put a 1/4 cup of Epsom salt in the bottom of the tub, ran the water, filled it up a couple of inches, and she's gonna soak her foot for about 5 to 10 minutes. All right, so a few supplies I have here. Some clean gauze for wrapping afterward. I have a glove, I have an old towel on my work surface. I've got a bowl of some tepid water, no salt at this time. Vetricin spray, which is an antibiotic-free poultry wound care spray. And then I also just have a towel. So that's everything we need for the actual procedure. Okay, I have Mary out of the tub. She has finished her Epsom salt bath/foot soak, and we are ready to do her little procedure here. So the important thing for you to remember is, even though this isn't fun, to stay calm, because we want to keep our bird calm. I've got her wings here in my hand so that while I'm doing this, she can't give me a good slap in the face. And then I also have a glove. So let's see, I'm gonna look at my mirror here, and you can really see the infected spot. She doesn't even want me to touch it, on the foot. That black little corm in there, that's what we have to get out. The tissue is all softened, so this will only take a second. It's okay. Using my fingernail, I'm gonna pry it free. Part of it's already off. It's okay, love.
I preferred this method because when the tissue is softened, it pries free pretty easily with a fingernail. I feel that this is much less invasive than using a scalpel and cutting at an angle inward onto the foot. Oftentimes when taking the bird to the vet, they will use a scalpel method.
And it's out. I'm going to put pressure on it because we have removed that rotted black tissue, or whatever it is. I'm going to put pressure on it. Not fun for either of us.
For the sake of this video, I'm going to speed up this process, but I'm going to be interchanging soaking the foot and also applying pressure for about the next 5 to 10 minutes.
I sprayed some Vetricin on the gauze after putting pressure on the foot and alternating between that and water. And I'm just gonna hold it there for a second because I wanna make sure that that really works its way into the wound. So Mary's had Bumblefoot for a couple of weeks now. Some people say that they prefer not to work with the foot and try to get the hard little node out, that they just want to wait for it to come out on its own. So I think if you do that, it takes a couple of months, at least 6 weeks, I think I read. I prefer to wait a few weeks to see how bad the infection gets. If it's just going to be a minor infection, it'll work its way out in a couple weeks' time. If it doesn't, it really is very painful for the bird. So you can see she does stir when I try to mess with the foot, but she's perfectly calm. It's just uncomfortable. Okay. So you can wrap the foot. What I prefer to do is to not return her to her flock. I am going to give her her own recovery quarters with nice clean shavings and bedding, fresh food, and obviously water. And I'm gonna keep her next to me here in the house for the night. And that way I can monitor the progress of the foot and make sure that the wound is closing and healing. I like to get all of the drainage out. So I am not going to bandage up the foot. I'm going to hold this here for pressure for a few minutes with the Vetricin on it because I do want it to work its way into the wound. But she's been laying down. I mean, she has swelling. She doesn't really want to get up and walk around before the procedure. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay her down in her shavings and she'll hang out there. And they like to just kind of tuck up their feet and rest. And tomorrow, she should be moving and grooving with the rest of the flock after that wound scab's over. And I know that there's no risk of any bacteria getting in there. That's when I'll put her back in with her other birds. Right? Okay.
Mary is now in the tub soaking. There are no salts in the water because that would sting, but you can see there's no blood flow and her feet look good.
So I have brought my patient into my greenhouse. Here's her little nest box she'll be staying in. She's got some fresh water, some food, some clean shavings, and she's just gonna hang out in here and relax. And we'll see how she's doing in the morning. And if all looks good and she's got a scab that's starting to cover that area where that corn was removed, then she'll go out and spend time with her friends tomorrow. All right, make yourself comfortable. Good girl, Mary. Good girl. Okay. Happy? Okay. Good girl? Okay. And there is Mary down there walking on some rocks. She recovered just fine, scabbed over nicely, so I will be keeping an eye on it and possibly spraying it with more Vetricin, but she can hang out with her friends.